Hello and welcome to my Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde prediction, where I'm going to tell you that I think there are two possible characters that will come up. The easy one is Jekyll. The slightly less predictable one I think could be Utterson himself. If you do get Utterson or Jekyll, it's going to be really easy for you to get top grades because you'll be able to write about why these characters are created. I'll be super excited if it's Utterson because Utterson is the most mysterious of the characters. The key thing to remember about Utterson is what happens to him at the end of the novel. He inherits everything that Jekyll owns. So Jekyll's hypocrisy leads to Utterson's inheritance, and Utterson is also a hypocrite. Utterson is a lawyer who nevertheless suppresses the evidence from the police. He hides the confessions from Lanyon and from Dr. Jekyll. He doesn't let the police know that Jekyll created Hyde and therefore Jekyll is the actual murderer of Sir Danvers Carew. And the reason we can infer is that if this scandal were to get out into Victorian society, Utterson would not be able to claim Jekyll's house because it would be linked so much to scandal. And so this is a reason why the truth is suppressed. On the one hand, it's done in the guise of protecting his friend, Dr. Jekyll, but on the other hand, he is protecting Dr. Jekyll when he believes that Dr. Jekyll is hiding the murderer of Sir Danvers Carew. Stevenson deliberately sets up this hypocrisy by creating a main character, Utterson, who is a lawyer on the side of the law and justice. And he shows how even here, society is corrupt. It's the lawyer who hides the truth from justice, who is complicit in allowing the murderer to escape. Now, if you get a question on Jekyll, my students would be answering about the central MacGuffin of the plot, which is the unspoken theme of homosexuality. I'm not going to go through that theme here because if you haven't been taught it, you'll say, "What, Mr. Salles? I don't know what you're talking about." And don't worry, you just put in what your teacher has told you. If you want to know more, I will link a video at the end that will help you explore this theme further because I think it's at the heart of the novel. And now, whichever character you get, the theme will be hypocrisy. The hypocrisy of society. The easiest way into that theme is that visual description of Jekyll's house and the contrast between the front of his house and the back of his house. That instantly gets you into the symbolism of the novel, and when you're discussing the symbolism, you're automatically into the top grades again. However, better candidates will also be talking about the ending of the novel and Utterson's hypocrisy in order to protect the inheritance of Jekyll's estate. Now, a super important bit of advice for you is how you approach the extract. If you've been getting really high marks in the mocks, deal with the extract exactly as you did there. However, if you're not happy with the marks that you were getting in the mocks, I'm going to ask you not to start with the extract. Instead, read the question and write down 5 really quick ideas, so like in 1 or 2 minutes, and include the ending of the novel, so I've already told you what to write about that, and include the symbolism I've just discussed about the front and back of Jekyll's house. Those 2 things will fit any question. So you've written down your 5 things in your plan, more if you've got time in your 2 to 3 minutes, and then you have a plan for the argument that you're going to make in the essay. For example, about how hypocrisy is revealed as you go through the novel. It gives you a really easy structure to your essay. Now, somewhere along there, you will have a point that relates to the extract. That's inevitable because the extract is going to be a key moment in whatever the question is about. So imagine it is about the hypocrisy of Utterson. So you'd be very likely to get the extract where Utterson is with Mr. Guest and Mr. Guest has uncovered that the letter from Hyde is actually written by Jekyll. And Utterson covers this up and tells Mr. Guest to be silent about it. Well, rather than starting with that extract, you would actually follow Utterson through from the beginning of the novel and then put the extract in where it came in your plan. The reason that is so important is that you're then able to develop an argument in your essay, whereas if you start with the extract which is nearly at the end of the novel, you're not able to build an argument which shows what Stevenson is up to in his portrayal of hypocrisy. And if you can't write a coherent argument, you can't get the top grades. But going through chronologically, easy to write an argument, easy to get top grades. Deal with the extract where it fits your argument, not at the start. Now, in the next video, you can revise absolutely every single question in under half an hour because you can play it on 1.5 speed. I get paid less, but you learn more. So do that now. Good luck in the exam.